Welcome back to part 2 of Photography Basics. Actually, wait there a second. Hello and welcome back. This is part 2 of Photography Basics. In part 1 we covered what was aperture, what it does, how it controls the camera, and what it means to you guys and myself in real life. If you haven't checked that out yet, have a look in the comments. I'll put a link in the description. Done? Watched it? Perfect, all caught up. So what is ISO? What is it? What does it do? How does it affect me, you, filmmakers, photographers, anybody who uses a camera? How does it work? And remember one thing, it's not ISO. It's not an acronym. It's a word. Actually, it's a Greek word, basically meaning equal. But again, that's a little bit geek knowledge that you don't really need. ISO is actually from the film days. Like a lot of terms we use now, it's all back from the film days. And where you would see ISO is actually on a film. It's actually on a roll of film. It'll say what ISO it is. It actually means the sensitivity to light. So the film you would have, you put it in your camera, you'd have 50, 200, 400. And what it does, it changes how sensitive that is. It's actually a film, it's like a coating that goes over it, and it was that what changed, how it actually changed the sensitivity. But again, another bit of geek knowledge, you don't need to know that. But nowadays, it does the same thing. It changes your sensor's sensitivity to light. Starting from low ISO, which is ISO 50, 100, 200, mid ISO 4, 800, something like that, to up to very, very high, 10,000, 25,000 and above with some cameras nowadays. Some cameras can really, really push what you need. So what does this change in sensitivity mean for photographers? Surely you just put it on really sensitive and then leave it, do you? That'll be the easiest thing to do. No, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Great if it did. And cameras are slowly getting to the point where you can have a higher ISO and then just leave it. For me, I want a low ISO. And there's one single reason for that. It's noise. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture possibly taken, maybe at a wedding where there's no flash, for instance. You get quite noisy and quite grainy. What this is digital noise. So that's why you don't just put your camera on a high ISO. You want to keep the ISO as low as possible while still getting that exposure correct. For me, I don't really need a high ISO when I take landscape photography. So for me, my camera goes to ISO 50. That's the lowest it will go. I always have it on that. Very, very rare do I change it off that, unless I'm shooting wildlife or sports, for instance. So I know with ISO 50 or ISO 100, 200, the lowest you can go, I'm going to get a nice crisp, clear image. But what happens if you're shooting sports, wildlife in particular? You want a fast shutter speed. For a fast shutter speed, it means you need more light from somewhere. You can change your aperture, but it depends on your lens. But you can only change your aperture to a maximum of what the lens is. After that, if it's still too dark, then you need to bring your ISO up. And bringing your ISO up will give you that shutter. Personally, I'd rather have the image with noise than no image at all. Surely everybody would. You'd rather get that image. Let me show you what I mean by noise with my very unwilling model if she stays still. Right, first image is ISO 100. Nice image, nice crisp and clear. It is a little bit blurred, but she did move, but ignore that. We'll zoom in and have a look at this. As you can see, there's no noise. It's clear, it's sharp-ish. So, great. Not a bad image. Again, it's a terrible image, but you know what I mean. If you increase the ISO, I'll zoom into the same spot. So ISO 400, 800, 1600, 10,000, 25,600, you can see what I mean by noise. And when it gets past 10,000 on my camera, it's just unusable. I would never ever use that image myself. If you printed it off, it just wouldn't look good. So that's what I mean by noise. So that's 2 out of a 3. Not bad. To be honest, they're like 5 minutes approximate each of these videos. That is actually how simple photography is, believe it or not. It is really simple. It's all about getting out and practice though. So what if now we set the shutter speed on exactly the same thing for every picture we took? We can actually be quite creative with it, really creative. Now we can take a portrait image or a landscape image by changing the aperture. For instance, if we had a aperture where we opened up that lens, for instance f2.8, f4, we can take a nice picture of somebody or wildlife image and have a nice blurred background so it'll look cracking, look really good. But we now know by changing the aperture, we also need to change something else if we're keeping the shutter speed the same. And we now know we can change that by changing the ISO. So just knowing 2 out of 3, you can be very creative and you pretty much know it all. Again, tune into the next video, that's part 3, photography basics. That will be all on, you guessed it, it'll be on shutter speed. Again, it'll be quite an easy one because by now you guys will know everything. That is, you know absolutely everything. And I'm thinking after that, maybe we could go into a little more complex. Let's just kind of step it up a little bit. Let's step up this move on from photography basics. Maybe I'm making photography intermediate or photography advanced. We can have a think. Let me know what you want, or let me know what you think. Let me know what I haven't covered. I probably missed something. I probably waffle. Probably talking quite a bit. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.